Spring is coming, I promise. I know it's snowing, but spring is coming, and so is the growing season. So to promote Wisconsin's farmers, the Wisconsin's Agricultural Tourism Association announced a new roadside campaign to promote everything from wine growers to petting zoos to berry patches. NBC 15's Vanessa Kelson went to the campaign's kickoff to learn more about the state and how they're promoting the agricultural tourism.
Yep, soon you'll start seeing these large red signs at rest stops across Wisconsin. Those signs feature QR codes directing visitors to nearby farms and other agricultural tourism experiences. At the kickoff today, the state and the farmers shared excitement for the new campaign, hoping tourists will learn more about everything Dairyland has to offer.
Well, we were in agritourism before there was a word called agritourism.
From petting cows to exploring corn mazes to picking flowers, agricultural tourism highlights Wisconsin's farmers.
I mean, I'm a fifth-generation farmer from right in Dane County, so the farm probably wouldn't be a farm if it wasn't for agritourism.
Right. Sylvia Burgos-Toffness, a Wisconsin grass-fed beef farmer, agrees.
Farmers are looking for other types of revenue stream. Agricultural tourism is a main one on my farm.
Now, these agritourism spots will be highlighted and promoted to interstate travelers.
As a farmer, this campaign makes me really glad because travelers will be able to find our farm more easily.
Farmers say the partnership will also help producers come together and create a collective platform.
Teresa and I spent many years fighting many politicians to get to the spot we are today. Having an organization like this, we're not so out there hanging out by ourselves.
The state says the partnership will also bring more traffic through Wisconsin's 28 different rest stops.
Wisconsin is fairly unique in that we keep these facilities open and operating 24/7.
Lisa Davidson says that's possible because of the Disability Service Provider Network.
You wouldn't think of a Disability Service Provider Network organization being connected to roadside facilities, but we are, and we really are the linchpin to making sure that there are adequate teams in place to maintain the facilities.
Agricultural tourism, highlighting Dairyland's beauty and
how it's grown, how it's raised, how it gets from farm to table.
Wisconsin's Ag Tourism Association wants Badgerland to be known as America's agricultural tourism destination, celebrating the stories behind Wisconsin's producers and an industry that brings in $104.8 billion to the state every year. Live in the studio, Vanessa Kelson, NBC 15 News.